Don't make trading so hard for yourself. It's actually easier than you think. All you need is one laptop, a basic chart, and one simple strategy. The only thing I use is support resistance, market structure, and no indicators. The simpler you make trading, support resistance, market structure, and no indicators. The simpler you make trading.
Yo. What do I do with me amigo, buffer boy? You know, I knew that this is shit. I'm real. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a good night's sleep. Everybody having a good morning so far. I'm saying market just opened. It's currently 8:31 a.m. I don't look at my money count. It's not important. All right. Trading SPY. We currently on day 28, man. Day 28, day trading options. So very close. Only 3 more days, man. Today, tomorrow, then we ain't going into Friday, which is crazy, but we shows this Friday, but we end on Monday. And appreciate all the support thus far. We're gonna keep going, we're gonna push strong. I'm gonna be real, probably not gonna hit our goal in 3 days. Does that mean we gotta come up 700 plus? And it's gonna be quite difficult. But hey man, I'm glad I embarked on this journey. Feel me? Just the stepping stones. That's when I really get to doing it. Feel me? So sure, I'm not upset, man. I was upset the last few days because I really wanted to hit my goal, but it's not about goals. This is about trying to learn a skill, putting the time in to consistently do it for 30 days. 30 days in a row, for 30 market days in a row. So that's what it's really about. It's not about trying to come up but lose. You feel me? It's just about taking on a challenge, taking on a risk of learning a new skill. Yeah, well, I'm not really risking that because it's not my money, but you know what I mean. Don't run my moment. But yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm finna watch a little, let me delete this bot comment. I'm gonna watch this little course thing real quick. Right. Okay. It's price action video. But before I do that, look at something real quick.
If you are visiting Italy for the first time this year, make sure you watch this video because in it, I'll be sharing all my
Italians never get fat. It's like a banger.
Have you ever wondered why Italians eat pizza, pasta, cheese, and yet they still don't have the obesity rate like we have in the US? Today, I'm breaking down the real.
If you are
When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black,
Listen, Chandler. Price is $6.70 right now. Just gonna keep watching. Ain't gonna lie, watch YouTube on the side. Just chill though, just chill though. From Italy. Italy. Dang, Rome really in Italy. I didn't even know that. It was somewhere in Europe. Sexy pasta gabago. It's like the Sopranos, but heck man. Pasta gabago. I said, hey, a fight. Hey, a fight. Chad, do we come up today? Yes or no? Let me know. Talk to me sweetly. Bro. Talk to me sweetly. snap. Oh snap, yo. Appreciate that follow. Olex on 38. Dang. Appreciate that follow, yeah. Appreciate that for sure. Appreciate that follow, dog. You wanna connect on Discord? I'm good, I'm good. What am I watching? Well, I'm watching the 4K Italy like walking tour. Like, what am I doing? What am I watching? Well, so you know it's getting bad, brother.
Recording. All right, everybody. Well, we are officially in camp. Congratulations, you guys. Stick from green to red like that.
I'm gonna write this down. Write that down.
That's going to show some really good strength. Actually, sellers are stepping in and we're seeing indecision. I'm going to assume that the trend is not going to be able to support itself, because at that point in time, I'm just like, we're not really doing much, right? And then here, strong bearish candle, strong bearish candle. We have one strong green candle, which is fine.
Well, I'm watching this little course, so don't mind me. Feel a little the chart. Yeah, feel free to see anything at the chat. Still paying attention.
Fine, it's not the end of the world. Strong bearish candle, and then here we're losing momentum. Okay, we're going to talk about volume next, which plays a large part into what to do. Now, I don't know if it's Danica or Danica. I don't know if I butchered both of them, but she asked the question of, so when would you know where to enter? That's not our problem right now. That's going to be our problem on Wednesday. Our problem right now is figuring out what the charts have going on. Love you, friend. But as of right now, we are focused on what it means to read a chart as bit more so than where are we going to be entering specifically. But we will get there. It all comes together, right? Now, moving on from candles, watch the mini if you're confused. We're going to start with something new or something important, which is volume analysis, okay? Volume bars are those little bars at the bottom of your chart. And again, we're going to be flipping between presentation and charts a lot. I just want us to be able to see this in real time, because words are great and all, but you need to be able to point it out for yourself, okay? Volume bars are those little bars at the bottom of your chart. So they show you how many shares and contracts were traded during that candle being open, okay? So if we see a tall volume bar, that's going to equal a lot of activity, means we have buyers or sellers that showed up a lot. Or if we have a short bar, that means we have not much activity, the market's kind of quiet, okay? I have this one, the only indicator I have on my chart is this one right here. I'll show you guys how to add it, but I'm going to leave this presentation up for about a minute or so that way you guys can take notes on this slide. While you guys take notes on this slide, I'm going to upload this presentation into WAP in case you guys wanted to follow along. I think that would help. Give me 1 second. How do I add another section? Let's see. Okay, add. Done. Okay. Trying to figure out, how does one do this? Can that same volume John be added to TOS? I don't, you know what? There was somebody who took my mentorship who figured out a way, but I don't know how. Let me send a text to one of my students who I feel like might know, because I might not know. I can't figure out how to put it into Walk right now. I'm not in the mood. So instead, I'm gonna put it in the, can you guys see the admin resources tab in Discord?
Top bar.
Yeah, you guys should. It's right under admin hub, right under trade ideas. I'm gonna put this presentation in there. It's not a lot of words because I intended today's class to be mostly on the charts, but you guys should be able to see it. Can y'all see it now? Admin resources tab.
48.
Okay, great. All right, so with that being said, why volume is important. So we're gonna look at this and then we're gonna go into the charts. Volume is important, right? Because it is number one, it's a strength checker. If you see high volume, that's powerful. A breakout that we see that has weak volume, probably a fake out. If you guys have ever heard people who are trading, or maybe if you see high volume is important. So we're gonna look at this and then we're gonna go into the charts. Volume is important, right? Because it is number one, it's a strength checker. If you see high volume, that's powerful. A breakout that we see that has weak volume, probably a fake out. If you guys have ever heard people who are trading, or maybe you guys experienced this, but in your trading journey, you'll probably hear people be like, oh my gosh, I entered a trade and it reversed on me immediately, or it was a fake out, or whatever the case is. That has to do with volume. When you enter, I'm always looking at volume. So if you guys come on live trading, it may sound like I get up there and I BS a lot, but I'm not BSing. I just don't like a lot of trades because I don't like the volume. And then oftentimes, more often than not, things won't play out because they don't have the volume to sustain it. And that's very, very, very important. Volume is also a confirmation tool, right? Again, you don't have to guess if price action is real or fake. If you see a stock moving and it has the volume confirmation, you can trust the move a lot more. Also, volume tells you where money is at, right? So spikes in volume show you where heavy buyers, your institutions, so that's gonna be like your Wells Fargo, your Chase Bank, hedge funds, whales, are stepping in. For reference, I don't mean an actual whale. So we're going to be learning some stock terminology, actually. Does anybody know what a whale is in trading? Anyone? Big money. Yeah, so in trading, right? Whales are going to be, let me show you guys from my Google search, right? In trading, according to Google, a whale is a very large investor that holds a significant amount of assets. So basically, somebody who has a lot of money, okay? So us trading, more often than not, and again, if you have enough money to move Amazon or Nvidia, then I don't even know if you can be here right now, right? But most of us, we don't have enough money to move the stock market just by us entering. But there are some people that do have enough money to move the stock market. Yes, great, Gordon. Like Warren Buffett when he bought UNH, right? So people who are like the real deal stock buyers, they are called whales. I used to use this. I got Buffett market just by, if you have enough money to move. So basically, somebody who has a lot of money, okay? So us trading, more often than not, and again, if you have enough money to move Amazon or Nvidia, then I don't even know if you can be here right now, right? But most of us, we don't have enough money to move the stock market just by us entering. But there are some people that do have enough money to move the stock market. Yes, great, Gordon. Like Warren Buffett when he bought UNH, right? So people who are like the real deal stock buyers, they are called whales. I used to use this. I got really lazy. It's this little tool. It's called Unusual Whales. And so what it does is it kind of shows, it's like a screener, it's a scanner, right? So it shows all the whales that you guys will see in the market. So it's kind of, I guess you would call it an unfair advantage. There is also this Twitter account. I'm really, really big on Twitter. It is the...
I know I'm being quiet, chat. I'm just trying to learn.
Where is the...
I'm still watching the chart.
There's some Twitter account. I can't find it, but it's some...
Remember, we ain't gonna trade till at least 9 o'clock. So we got like 8 more minutes.
I think it's... I can't find it. But if you go on Twitter, right, I'll probably find it hopefully by tomorrow so I can show it to you guys. But it's an account that kind of posts some of the whales that they find. The reason why it's important to kind of look at whales, if you guys are interested in looking into that, is because it could maybe give you like an idea of what's going to happen before it does. Like, let's say you are looking at the little whale screener, and all of a sudden you notice that like a whole bunch of people just put $50 million into NVIDIA calls just unprovoked. I'd be like, maybe they know something I don't. Because technically every single options trade goes into the options chain and you can see it in real time. It's just the fact that nobody's really watching for trades, people who are entering $100 here, $30 there. But like, you can see every single trade. It's actually really interesting. I like to be on Reddit because that's how I taught myself how to trade. And so sometimes on Reddit, it'll be like, oh my gosh, like, this person just put $20 million on SPY calls and SPY just dropped today. I wonder if they, you know what I'm saying, did their deal yet? Because, you know, it's kind of funny seeing people on trading websites and it's like, oh my gosh, like their life is over, you know? Anyways, but that's something that is very, very, very important. Okay. So when you're looking into volume, it is critical that is kind of compiling with your trades, right? So let me show you guys really quickly the volume bars that I have on my chart. There's an account that always talks about Nancy Pelosi's trades and how they follow them. See, and stuff like that, you know? So these little lines at the bottom of my screen, these are my volume bars, okay? Now, my volume bars look a little different. If you just downloaded TradingView, you probably have these volume bars right here, which is fine. These volume bars, again, they're also great. They get across the same point, but the reason why I like these ones that I added down here is because they show me whether or not we have more buying pressure or if we have more selling pressure. And so that's something that I really, really, really like to look at because well, yes, it's great to see if it's red or green. I need to see how red and how green that we are. So if you don't have this and you guys do have TradingView, you guys can go here to indicators and you guys can type in buy/sell volume bars. And it's this guy, it's by this guy right here. His name is Rocky. I've been using these volume bars since literally my first couple months of trading. I've always had these volume bars and I like them because they move maybe a second or two before the candlestick does. So like you'll see a candlestick, like I'll have a green candle and then I'm like, hey, my volume bar is starting to turn red and then I'll see it reflected. So I really do like these volume bars. Now, as far as reading volume bars goes, well, yes, it is important to look at, you know, the number. I personally don't really care about these numbers over here, right? So like some people will ask and be like, what's a good volume number? I don't know. I'm not looking at it as far as number. I'm looking at it as it's related to the candlesticks prior. Does that make sense? Let me go back here to this stock. This stock, somebody had asked me about it recently in a live trading Zoom call. And while I haven't traded it, I really like the way the candlesticks look. It's a stock, it's trading under $20 right now. So it probably is really cheap, but I like the candles for teaching purposes. So right here, right? Do we see how off the open our candlesticks are kind of choppy, like they're moving towards the side. But then all of a sudden, right, we see a spike in volume on these volume bars. So
It'll come back down, bro. And I missed it. Should have got in like. Well. Right here, probably. Just getting it like around 10. So I don't know if I want to hold it all the way back up. I'm gonna wait. See, when the downtrend, you could wait till you come up, then you can hit like the very bottom. Support resistance. Maybe let it check the trade in a little bit, chat. 1 second. What do you mean excessive drawing may lead to lagging? What the freak is you talking? Still have it. It's in a downtrend. Bang.
While yes, I'm not looking for a specific number, right? I am noticing we are like a octupling from the next candlestick right here, right? So we're having strong volume pushing us up, and we're also seeing that reflected there on our candlesticks, right? So here we have strong volume that's kind of pushing up. Now notice right here, if we were to break this down candle by candle, right? We have this one right here that pushed, okay, I can't actually go down. Let me use my other draw tool. This candlestick right here, right? We are pushing up in volume, right? And then we're going up, we're going higher, we're going higher. But then we see a drop in volume right here, and that's also reflected within these two candles. But then all of a sudden we're pushing back up again. Our trend is going up, our trend is going higher. We have this really huge volume spike right here, strong bullish candlestick. And then what does this candlestick here show? Right, we're starting to get a strong bearish candlestick right here. And then what I also notice, okay, let me draw a line between this area, right? What I also notice, okay, is that while yes, oops, I did not mean to add these two. While yes, we have a little candle right here, but what's happening with these 3 volume bars down here? So our candlesticks are coming down, but what are the volume bars doing? the volume bars are pushing upwards, they're increasing, right? So even though like it's a red candle, the red is increasing, showing us that we're getting a lot of seller volume that's going to push us downwards, okay? I want to see an increase in volume to let me know that we should be able to carry through and push into a trend. And that's gonna come into this concept here of how to read volume bars, okay? Rising volume and rising price lets me know that buyers are in control, trend is strong. We just saw that at the beginning of that trend, right? If we have rising volume but falling price, that's letting me know that sellers are probably in control, and also the downtrend is strong. We also saw that. So let me show you guys right here, right? Here we have rising volume again, but price is falling. Sellers are definitely stepping in. Right here, between this section and this section, we have rising volume and rising price. That's showing us, hey, we have buyers that are strong. Is this starting to click a little bit for y'all? But, right, volume and rising price, that's showing us, hey, we have buyers that are strong. Is this starting to click? Here, between this section and this section, we have rising volume and rising price. That's showing us, hey, we have buyers that are strong. Is this starting to click a little bit for y'all? But, right, let's say if we have falling volume plus sellers are definitely stepping in. Right here, between this section and this section, we have rising volume and rising price. That's showing us, hey, we have buyers that are strong. Is this starting to click a little bit for y'all? But, right, let's say if we have falling volume plus rising price, that means that uptrend is losing steam, the buyers are tired. Let me go try and find an example and show you guys. Well, you guys take that note or two. Thanks, Samantha, I tried. So when the volume candle is majority red, does that mean mostly sellers and vice versa? Perfect, that's exactly what it means. That is exactly what that means. I'm trying to see, I had circled places on the chart for actually every example that I wanted to find. Okay, so for this one right here, falling volume plus rising price. Uptrend is losing steam, but the buyers are tired. So I'm gonna show you guys, dude, I'm gonna be honest, I really like what this stock has to do as far as charts. For those of you guys who are trying to trade with small amounts of money, I think this is a really great ticker. Like I love looking at these charts. Anyways, so right here, where was the section that I was looking at? Okay, so right here, we're noticing that we have price is coming downwards, right? It's trying to come down, but our volume's not going up. So that's kind of what contributes to price being moving sideways, or that's kind of contributing to what we call a range. So this is actually the next slide that I have after this, but let's just do a quick structure refresher, okay? The market moves three ways. How does the market move?
Up, down, and sideways.
Up, down, and sideways. Up, down, and sideways. We take trades when the market is moving up. We trade trades when the market is moving down. We do not take trades when the market is moving sideways. Do I make myself clear? We don't take trades when it's moving sideways, because when a stock is moving sideways, we have to think about it as far as entry, okay? If I were to enter into a trade right here, right? And let's say I was going to take a put. For the record, a put means that we think the stock is going down. So as long as the stock is going down, we're making money, right? So if I enter right here, as long as it's going down, all I'm doing is making money. Amazing, beautiful, just phenomenal, okay? Same thing, if I take a call, or let's say I enter into a buy position right here, as long as the stock is going up, beautiful. I'm making money. All is well. Life is good. My kids and my wife are fed, right? However, let's say I enter somewhere along here, right? So I enter a trade right here. It's like, have y'all ever seen that one SpongeBob episode where like Squidward put his little hand out the curtain, and like everybody was like, boo, and then SpongeBob did it, and it was like, yeah. That's kind of what's going on with these candlesticks. So it's like, boo, yay, boo, yeah. You're just going in and out and in and out. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Another analogy, when you're entering into a trade, when it's consolidating, what are we doing? We're twerking on the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking bow, 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 bow. And that's great in the right context. This is not that kind of context. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that. Another analogy, you guys ever been to a Mediterranean restaurant? I love kebabs. I'm talking a chicken kebab could just, I'm when I tell you, I would give up the location of, you know what, I'm gonna get canceled. But the point is, I would snitch on some people for a kebab. I love a kebab with some saffron rice and some naan bread. Oh my gosh, I haven't eaten today. It's been a day. But you should not be able to draw a kebab between your candlesticks. You should not have chicken here, pork here, vegetables here. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're thinking about entry, as far as entry goes, right? Let's say I enter into a trade that says, okay, I'm taking puts right here at this little blue area. So as long as the stock is going downwards, I'm making money. Here, I'm making money, I'm not. 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 I'm making money, I'm not.
Listen to this,
Who wants to sit through something like that? Does that make sense to y'all? That is why we don't take trades during consolidation. Now, it may be very, very tempting to take a trade during consolidation, because when we're looking at trades, we're not seeing the full chart, right? We're not seeing the full thing. All we're seeing is things candlestick by candlestick. So let's say, right, the stock has been consolidating and you're like, oh, it's moving within a range, right? However, you may see one candlestick. You may be like, oh my gosh, like this candlestick, we have a strong bearish candle and the volume started to increase a teeny tiny bit. That is why at the beginning of this presentation, I brought up this really great word called context. Context is very important when you're looking at charts. I don't care if you see the strongest candle in the world. If that strong candle is in the midst of consolidation, until we get out of that and until we get some volume, we don't have a trade. Does that make sense? It is just as important to know when not to take a trade as important as it is to know when to take a trade, okay? So for example, right here, this stock has been completely consolidating. Even though maybe at this point in time, right? Let's say we're looking at this stock and we're like, oh, we have a strong bearish candlestick, right? Strong bearish candlestick plus volume increase. That may say to us like, man, like we should take puts, but context, what's going on right here? We are consolidating. There is no entry for us to be had at that point in time, okay? Lauren asked a really great question, and Lauren's question is, if you get into a trade as it starts consolidating, do you just cut your losses and get out of it, or do you stay for a while? It depends on really how you feel during that day. Me personally, most times I like to get out. I don't have the mood. I'm not in the mood. You know what I'm saying? But you can hold. When I'm in a trade, I think I have said this every single day for the last 2 weeks. One of two things are gonna happen. Does anybody know what I have been saying? The two things I care about in a trade. Anybody, has anyone been listening? Where's my little text box? Two things I care about: how I entered, how and why I entered, and two, my stop loss. There's only going to be two outcomes for a trade. I'm going to be leaving with some money, or I'm going to get stopped out of a trade. Okay. Those are the two things that are going to happen. Okay. The reason why I care about why I entered. I don't really care. I don't give 3 about why I exit a trade, or I guess I do care about why I exit, but it's not as important as why I entered. Why? Because my why I entered a trade is going to let me know if it was setting up to be a great trade or not. Now, I can't control, you can't control, your mom can't control, and your man can't control what the stock does while you're in the trade. If I'm in a trade, right, and let's say I take calls on Tesla, right? And I'm like, cool, all is going well. Oh, Elon Musk said the N-word, stock just dropped. That has nothing to do with me. If I lose that trade because something else happened, and to be honest, that's not that far off. If something else happened outside of my control, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop trading, I'm so discouraged. That has nothing to do with me. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you're thinking about trading, why you enter the trade is most important. And number 2, honoring your stop loss, right? Your stop loss is going to be how much you want to lose. Kimberly asked the question of how do you determine what your stop loss is? My stop loss, I usually keep it around 20%, meaning once I've lost 20% of what I've made, I'm pulling myself out of the trade. I am never going to sit here and allow myself to lose a trade down to 100% because I'm telling y'all it will happen, okay? Let me tell you guys what the mindset is and let me know. It'll happen in your trading career. Trust and believe, nobody is above the program of losing money and neglecting their stop loss, right?
Bad trade, man.
You're gonna be in a trade and you're gonna be like, man, I'm up 20%, I'm having a great time. And then all of a sudden, right, the stock is gonna start moving against you. You're gonna be like, oh no, my money. And so now you're only up 5%. But instead of exiting your trade, you're gonna think to yourself like, you know what? It should go back up. I'm going to hold this trade, right? So then your stock goes down to now you're down, let's say 7%. You're like, oh no, I'm losing. But you're still not at your 20% stop loss. So you're holding through, right? That's great. That's fine. So then the stock goes down to 50% and you're like, oh no, 15%, right? So now you're sweating and you're like, oh, I should probably exit. But you're feeling a way about it. So let's say it goes down from 15% to maybe now you're up 7. You're only down 8% now. So you're like, okay, we're making money back. All of a sudden, again, Elon Musk, N-word, bam, stock drops. You're like, oh no! Now the stock market, now you're down 25%. Now you are down more than your stop loss at that point in time, right? Instead of pulling yourself out the trade, you're thinking to yourself and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait until it gets back to 20% loss because I can't lose 25%. Now it's down 33%. And you're like, okay, if it just gets back up to 30%, then I'll close. Now you're back down to 30%, right? And you're like, okay, let's get to 20. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to 20, let's get to 10. When you think in your mind, right? When you start rationalizing things in your trades, and I'm telling you, have y'all done this before? I know I have. I've been there many times. You will end up looking and you're like, oh my gosh, I am down 70%, right, Brianna? In the blink of an eye, you're at 100%. Again, I can sit here and tell you guys, don't do that. Looking and you're like, oh my gosh, I am down 70%, right, Brianna? In the blink of an eye, you're at 100%. Again, I can sit here and tell you guys don't do that, but I'm gonna be real, it's just a part of the process. Everybody pays their market tuition. I cannot guarantee you're gonna make a singular dollar from trading, but I can guarantee that you will lose money at some point. So we're gonna figure out how to lose less, and we're gonna figure out how to cut our losses early. Can we agree on that? We're gonna be doing that. Okay, great. Also, again, I am not a big fan of drugs, y'all. We don't smoke hopium here. Hope is not a strategy. Oh, I hope it's gonna go up. It's not good enough. It's not, okay? I run a very strict program here in this Discord because I want every single one of you guys to be great and independent traders. I don't want you guys to just be out here taking trades based off of vibes. It's again, not good enough. It's not good enough. Heather, ask Wall Street that. Again, we all trade differently, so I will say you're gonna probably hear some things that are like, that's a little bit different, but we all trade differently, and that's fair. Exactly. There's unfortunately a hopium pandemic in the markets. But so back to structure, right? We know that stocks either move up, down, sideways. We're disregarding the sideways. We're not interested in that right now. It's a Monday night. We're not doing all that. Okay. However, in an uptrend, there are two components of an uptrend. Can somebody tell me what those two components are?
Higher highs and higher lows.
Higher highs and higher lows. Okay. So every time we have a peak, we create a higher high. Every time we come down, we create a higher low. Okay. So an uptrend will look like this. We have higher highs and higher lows. Subsequently, right, in a downtrend, we have what? Two things. Lower lows and lower highs, right? Lower lows, lower highs. That's what we're going to be seeing within a downtrend, okay? So because we have higher highs and higher lows in the uptrend and lower lows and lower highs in the downtrend, that leaves the assumption that this is okay, this part is okay, right? Yes, no? Yes, no? Yes, this part is okay, right? So if we could all just stop exiting our trades as soon as we see a red candle, you would be doing just fine for that, okay? Stocks do not go up forever. Stocks do not go down forever, okay? When I ask if that's okay, what I mean by that is, let's say you enter into calls right here because you see the stock is going up and you enter into calls. That means we don't exit because we see two red candlesticks. In a trend, we are not going to be seeing perfect trend the entire time. Let's actually take a look at this, right? So right here, we have market opens. We're just kind of just consolidating, whatever. Cool. But then we see price comes upwards and right here, something happens. What happens here? Does anybody know? This is a BOS or a break of structure. Let me draw for you guys what exactly it is that we are seeing right here. A break of structure, write this note down. A break of structure is a continuation in trend. I personally like to enter trades at a break of structure.
Let's go. W. I can make $3,000 per stream. W. Nice.
Personally, because that gives me confirmation that we are still pushing towards the upside. So a break of structure is a continuation in trend. In the case of an uptrend, it's when price sweeps the last higher high to make the next higher high of an uptrend. You know what's crazy, Brownie? That literally stood out to me. I was like, oh. In the case of a downtrend, okay, can't type. It's when price sweeps the last lower low to make the next lower low of a downtrend.
Shit, I ain't gonna let
a DR. Okay, so right here we have a BOS or a break of structure towards the upside. So let's say you entered calls right here because we have this BOS, right? We have strong upside candle, strong upside candle, strong upside candle. But then it seems like we have a strong downside candle here. This is a strong bearish candle. Yes, Tatiana, that would be the best time to enter in my opinion. We have a strong bearish candle towards the downside, correct? Is it strong or no? Am I wrong? Yes, it is strong. It is a strong candle. However, can somebody tell me why, despite the candlestick being strong, I shouldn't be worried about exiting my trade? The volume, exactly. Are we seeing how this is putting together? So right down here, if we look at this volume bar, we're not increasing volume. So even though we have a red candle, our volume is dropping. So right here, another red candle, right? volume is dropping, right? Here, another candle, volume drops, but then we pick back up on the bullish side. Exactly. A lot of times we forget about volume bars. We don't regard them. We just assume that they don't mean anything, but they do mean a lot. So if I'm in calls and I see this red candlestick, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh no, I'm like, oh, volume's low. It does not have the strength to reverse. Okay. It does not have the strength to pull me back down. The volume is based off of the length of the bar, really. Exactly. So are we seeing this? So those candles wouldn't get you stopped out of your trade? Nice. Absolutely not. If you enter down here, these candles should not be frying you. Okay, they shouldn't be doing it. And also, that is correct. It didn't create a new low, so I would stay in the trade, right? So we know in the uptrend stocks, they move like this. Okay. They move like this. This is great. This is dandy. So we expect to have a pullback. I expect a stock to do this, right? I honestly, if the stock has been going up forever and we don't have a pullback, I'm a little worried. I'm kind of stressed. I'm like, not really sure what's going on, I'm a little bit stressed. But because we know that stocks don't go up forever, and they come back because uptrends are comprised of higher highs and higher lows, I'm just going to be like, oh, right here we have a higher high, bam, here we have a higher low. Okay. Now, there is another component of trends, right? And that is going to be a what? Let me screenshot this note if you guys haven't yet. I'm going to get rid of it to put the next note on it. Leave it up for like 10 seconds and then we'll scoop. Okay, I lied. There is another component of a trend, and that is a what?
Appreciate that fellow, man. Appreciate that fellow.
Change of character, right? Or I just totally butchered that. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I dropped out of college.
Bro, no, I got 3 of these messages in a row.
Right? A change of character occurs when
appreciate the follows, man.
Price fails
Facts.
to make a new higher low and begins a new trend. So in the case of an uptrend, uptrend becoming a downtrend, price would take out the last higher low to make the first lower low of a downtrend. But in the case of a downtrend becoming an uptrend, price would take out the last lower high to make the first higher high of an uptrend. Okay, so price can change direction. It can change from an uptrend to a downtrend, or a downtrend to an uptrend. It can go from an uptrend to consolidation to a downtrend to consolidation to an uptrend again. There's different parts of trend. Is this making sense? So when we see a change of character, we know that we are changing altogether. So if I were to mark this up right here, right? We have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Here we have a higher high, and here we have a higher low, right? So here we have a higher high, higher low. This low is still not lower than this low, so I could still argue and say that we're in an uptrend, but we try to pull upwards, but what happens right here? We come down, we have a green candle that's trying to pull upwards. What happens there? It fails, right? So here we see it fails. It's not able to take out, it's not able to push up high enough to take out that last high. So then we reject and we have a change of character right here, right? We are now moving on towards the it fails, right? So here we see uptrend, but we try to pull upwards, but what happens right here? We come down, we have a green candle that's trying to pull upwards. What happens there? it fails, right? So here we see it fails. It's not able to take out, it's not able to push up high enough to take out that last high. So then we reject and we have a change of character right here, right? We are now moving on towards the downside, okay? Because we are now officially in a downtrend. So like right here, let's say that we were in calls and we're like, I'm noticing that we are having a hard time pulling higher. Maybe you would exit right here, even if you didn't enter. However, right, one thing I'm gonna note is that our volume is also dropping. So with our volume dropping, that's gonna let me know that we probably can't sustain this uptrend much longer. So to be honest, I probably would have exited off of one of these few candles here just off the fact that we're dropping a lot, and I would just no longer be interested, right? Because also one thing that I try to drive home is that in the world of trading, okay, let me erase all of this. In the world of trading, there is no way, unless, again, you're doing insider trading and you're at risk of going to prison, there is no way that you would ever know, right, to enter into a trade right here for puts and sell right here at the lowest point. You will never know to enter at the highest point of the day and exit at the lowest point of the day. And to think that you can, you're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to lose a lot of money doing that, because when you're trading, right, you cannot be greedy. You should think of your trading day as a large pie. Our goal is just to get a slice of pie, okay? Greed will get you. Greed will lose you a lot of money. Greed will lose you your house, car, dog, and kids. Because realistically, our goal should just be to be happy with making some money. I don't understand how when it comes to trading, all of a sudden everybody and their mom is just too good to make some money. I'll never understand it. Oops, I just missed the chart. I'll never understand it for the life of me. I will be sitting here on live trading Zoom calls and people will be like, oh my gosh, I made money today, but I only made $100. Only. To be honest, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and again, not too much on me, but y'all, I will see it. Because when it comes to a trade, right? Let's say if you're in a trade and you can be happy with what you've made, you should just be happy with that.
You're gonna bounce.
I also don't believe as such thing as exiting a trade early as it relates to trading. Let's say you enter into calls right here, and let's say you exit right here because you get scared and you're like, oh, I don't have the heart for this anymore. Congratulations, you took a successful trade. Even if you didn't get the trade all the way up to here, you recognize, hey, I'm stressed right here. I'm gonna pull myself out the trade. I would rather you guys exit your trades after a few candles because you're stressed than holding a trade in and you're just sitting here, I'm talking armpit sweating, stressed out, like I don't know what in a trade. Because I remember when I first started trading, I would literally, like the minute I entered into a trade, my stomach would be upside down. I'm talking like my bowels are hitting the quan, armpits are tingling, I'm about to throw up, like it's a whole thing. And then I had to realize, I was like, you know what? I can't be living like this. Like I just can't, okay? So again, if you are wondering to yourself, like, hey, like how do I catch the whole move? I'm gonna tell you, do something illegal. That is the only way that you guys can catch the whole move. And a few trades like those, it's gonna be some guys knocking at your front door. Okay. So when we are trading, you should be grateful for what you have. Let's say you take a trade and let's say you only make $5. I say this all the time. If you were to find $5 on the ground, you would be so happy. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm up. you'd be on your story talking about some good morning, y'all. Just wanted to spread some positivity today on the timeline, man. I was walking outside today and I just happened to find some money on the ground. It just reminded me of how God always provides. I don't know, man, but just, have a blessed day, y'all. Sierra out. But if it's trading, oh man, I only made $5. Ah! What? Are you serious? Like, it gets to a point, man. It gets to a point. So that's what I'm saying. You said I found $20 on a walk last week. You would have thought it was a silver suitcase. Dude, listen. Listen. Give me $5, 20 minutes in a Costco food court. I'll show y'all happiness. I'll show y'all greed even, okay? So, in trades,
I broke the
green
trend
is green,
chats I put
and
up
you should be
on
happy
Click
with green.
so I can afford.
Yeah, it really is like a being happy no matter the amount kind of thing, because we want to make sure that we are being grateful and we're not trying to overcompensate. Also, don't let green trades go red. Okay, don't let green trades go red. I have made the mistake of doing that a lot in my trading career. Let's say I did enter these calls right here, right? And why are we yelling at me? Let's say I did enter these calls right here. And let's say I hold the trade all the way to up here. There would be many times where I would let the trade come all the way back to down here and then ultimately down here because I just couldn't believe the fact that, you know what I'm saying? Like I lost this trade. It was just so beside me. You know what I mean? I've asked the question 6 times. Dude, there's 800 people on this Zoom, man. I'm just trying to get my class taught, man. I'm about to get fired. It's the end of the month. I've lost a lot of trades online this month. I'm scared. God. All right. My major problem is I think when we have a change of character, even on a higher time frame, it manipulates. How do we have confirmation bias to know when it's a fake out? I think that really stems from volume. I really think that stems from volume. Because even if we have a change of character, all right, let me just show you an example from this chart, right? So here we have a downtrend, right? So the change of character occurs right here, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. One could argue we have a change of character right here, cool, right? So let's say you take some calls and you enter because we have a change of character, so you enter into calls. But then right after you enter into calls, right, the stock reverses. That's why I always say I don't really care about what happens. Again, losing a trade does suck. It does. But if I were to enter into a call right here, and then let's say it reverses right after that, that does not mean that I don't know what I'm doing, right? I enter into a trade. Exactly, Brownie. Oh no! I would be scared. But if you look right here, right, let's say we take these calls, our volume bar is getting lower and lower. Our trend is not sustaining. We wouldn't have known that when we entered right here. As far as we're concerned, at the time of entry, at this change of character, right, we had an increase in volume. Bow, great. If you know anything about sharp patterns, this is also a double bottom formation. So for me to enter calls right there, I'd be like, man, this is a really great entry. Unfortunately, we just happened to lose volume a few candles later. Like this candlestick dropped and then all of a sudden the uptrend was done for. I can't control that. So that's why I say the only 2 things that I care about are my entry and my stop loss. As long as I have my stop loss, I am okay if something goes against me, right? Because you can be in a trade and then you lose a trade and it's like, oh my gosh, I just lost my house, car, dog, and kids. But here's the thing, y'all. If you're losing trades and it's ruining your whole day, like I'm talking whole day just tore up, like you want to go home and beat on your dog, you are probably putting too much money into your trades. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's very easy to think to yourself, like, man, please don't be on your dog. Yeah, please don't. I have a really cute dog, and sometimes the way this trading month has been going, I'll be looking at her sometimes. I'm like, if I wasn't saved, man. But if you're losing trades, right? And I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I love dogs and I love animals. I'm just kidding. Hold on, y'all. Just check WAP. I just lost 400 paid members. Oh no! I shouldn't have told the joke. But when you're in trades, right? When you are in trades and
I don't know, man.
let's say
guys.
it's easy to think to yourself, like,
So,
okay, if I put in $2,000, if I make 50%, I can make $1,000. That's true, right? Trading is about percent. You and I can take the same trade. I put in 10K, you put in 1,000.
Yeah.
We both make 50%. I make 5K for the day, you make 500. Doesn't mean I took a better trade than you. Doesn't mean I'm better than you. It just means I put more money in there than you, right? So we think to ourselves, more money equals better trades, I'm going to make more. And while technically, yes, if we want to be technical, right, that also comes with bigger losses. Does that make sense to you guys? So yes, it may sound great to think to myself like, okay, yeah, if I put in, let's say I've usually been trading with $400, $300, but I'm like, you know what? My grandma just gave me 2K. Thanks, Granny. I'm gonna go flip this. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to think about that. It's cool to have that mindset and all, but 20% loss of $2,000 is also $400. If you're only used to be trading with $400 and now you take a $400 loss, you're gonna be like, oh no! Why, God? Now, you know what I'm saying? Now you're over leveraging. Okay. And again, I'm not saying this because I don't like you guys. I've had many why God moments throughout my trading career, but that is why I sit and I'm telling you guys about the mistakes that I have made, so that way you guys do not make the same mistakes. Okay. How do we feel right now? How are we feeling about volume, candles, kind of putting it together? I think seeing it on a chart is a little bit better. I like teaching off the charts than the presentations personally, but I think volume is what a lot of people are missing. I think a lot of people are missing the volume part, because volume is, it tells you what the stocks are doing. You know what I mean? It plays a huge role into trading. It does. Tomorrow's bootcamp class, we are going to be talking about levels. We're going to talk about support, talk about resistance. We're going to talk about psych levels, key levels, 2x strategy, my strategy levels, and how they work through our charts. So that's where we're going to be going. Yeah, how are we? I guess I'll just stop us. I'm not a big fan of 16-hour classes because I just, you know, who wants to be here for 16 hours personally? Not I. But
dang, Kobe's 92.
Yeah. So
like LeBron's took off.
How are we feeling, y'all? How are we feeling? That's great. That's great. Somebody throw a number out there. Can we get like a random number?
Oh my gosh, I wasn't paying attention.
4?
It came right here.
I got a $4 giveaway for you guys.
I wasn't paying
We're gonna
attention.
do a spin for $4.
I forgot.
We're gonna do a $4.
That
was the first number. Hey, that was the first number. Who am I to say no when you guys say 4? You know what I'm saying? I am a woman of the people. I love you guys.
I literally forgot, chat. Freaking. I'm gonna take my I don't have time for this. Bro. I'm so lucky idiot. What am I doing? Dude, what am I doing? So I giving up attention. So I need to stand and dunk. So let's see. Okay, one gonna be standing up. I get one next season. My one next season is gonna be for rebound defensive. Don't mind me, chat. I'm just on 2K looking at the bill. I should have been got out, bro. Holy smoke. 2 on D board. If I get on 3 more. If I get on 3 more, I can go. 46, I can go on here. That'll be 87 pass, break starter. I can go here. Ankle assassin silver. Oh, either way, I thought it's not gonna change. Could go that, and then 1, 2, 3. I could say 3. Right there, 83 block if they need it. 85 though, that could be something. Like goes, but that's no point. I mean, some, but 70. I'm doing speed. Pogo stick. Yeah, if I pogo stick, go over here. I don't care like that. Man, I should get out right here. Hopefully it come back. Not really tripping on pogo stick like that. But yeah, definitely that one and that one. Ba, 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 ba. And then maybe Pasek. Then ball handle. Pasek, ball handle. I did wait, what? Let me see something. We're just going back up now, of course. Wait a minute. Wait, so I won't be able to get. I won't even be able to get my 3 up? Bro, no, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. There's no way I just sold like this, right? There's no freaking way, right? Dude, I meant to go 610. There's no way I just messed up my build. Oh my gosh. And I just not realized. I meant to go 610. Oh, freak no, bro. Yeah, freak this shit. I lost you to get up. I'm bad shit. Oh, this moves.